Today, we got a part 2, because I always come back. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Carl Monroe and Fred Bear is behind you right now. Last time we discussed fan theories, you loved it. You've been craving Five Nights content recently, so we are happy to oblige. Even if after that last video my brain is more fried than bacon on a summer Sunday. Yes, I've talked about this before, but what other theories did I miss? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the Top 10 Scary FNAF Fan Theories Part 2. Roll the intro. And at 10, Glitch Trap is William Afton. This one is fairly believable, so believable in fact that people actually consider it canon. However, there is no official canon source that confirms this to be the case. Referred to as the Spring Bonnie Man in the game files and the Anomaly by Tape Girl, Glitch Trap is a name given to that bunny rabbit thing by fans of the series, who linked the character to William Afton because of the golden Bonnie suit, which Afton used to kill children, the game file being called Spring Bonnie Man, his purple glowing eyes, and his similar mannerisms to William Afton. It is generally believed that Afton was able to get himself in the game by linking his memories with a circuit board that got scanned to eventually make the game. However, his soul is stuck in hell in Custom Night. While others may think that Glitch Trap is Afton, which is a reasonable assumption, don't think it canon yet until it gets confirmed because we all know that Scott loves to throw wrenches into the lore, especially with this game. Like geez, just retcons everywhere. And at 9, Competitors Games. Help Wanted gives us 2 different explanations for the previous games. One from the company saying that Scott made the games on his own, and another from Tape Girl who says that the company paid Scott to make them. Now, straight up, I don't trust Tape Girl. She gives you a combination of things to do that should have killed Glitch Trap, but it doesn't end up working, and if anything, resulted in you being trapped in the game forever. And I don't think that was an accident. So what if the company is telling the truth, or at least as much as they know? The fan game Those Nights at Rachel's revolves around a rival to Freddy Fazbear's called Doug and Rachel's. Perhaps, instead of Scott making the games on his own, or Freddy Fazbear Inc. paying him in order to cover it up, what if Doug and Rachel's, or some other competitor to Freddy Fazbear's, paid Scott to make these games to advertise the deaths that they were so well covered up? I mean, it would make sense. We aren't thinking after playing these games, oh, this is funny, we should keep going to Freddy's. We think, why the hell should we bring our children here if so many kids have died? Sure, you may want Freddy's to be real, but that's because it isn't. If it was real and everything in these games really happened, you would be terrified to not only go out of this place but set foot outside your home, just in case you got scooped out on the street. And at 8, FNAF 4. MatPat's theories on FNAF have remained fairly solid, constantly referring to the same things that he's already established. But actually, there was one theory where he flipped everything on its head, when he proposed that the FNAF 4 house is actually Henry's, and the Mustard Man from Sister Location is actually Henry instead of William Afton. And everything we assume that Afton was doing with the sound discs and making sure his kid doesn't go to Freddy's was all Henry's doing. There is evidence in the books to this, but if you want a better explanation, you should go check out Matt's video, because he does an incredible job and I really believe that this could be an actual thing. I also don't have the charisma he does, so... Since everything makes sense if it is Henry. His daughter is missing because Afton killed her, he locks Michael away so he doesn't end up getting killed, the footprints outside his broken window are Afton in the Glitch Trap suit because it's an older version of his suit. Hell, that could even support the fact that Glitch Trap is Afton, because he would have stored his early memories in the computer chips. Everything falls into place. It's incredible and it helps solve the timeline in one fell swoop. So let me know what you think below. Do you think the house belonged to the Aftons or the Emilys? Since in the books it's revealed that Henry's last name is Emily, which is weird. And at 7, Real Life Fan Game. The fan game The Joy of Creation is something I recently saw while researching another video, and it really intrigued me. The concept is that Scott Cawthon ended the FNAF series, and now the animatronics he created are coming after him for it. But what if that's what's happening? What if they are forcing him to constantly create more and more games, otherwise they will come for him? It's probably not the case, but what if something similar to this is happening in the games? Scott was the one who made the game in-universe as well, so what if Fazbear Inc. or whoever got him to make these games is sticking the animatronics on him to make sure he is producing as much as possible? Or maybe the animatronics on their own came after him when they learned what he was doing, thus encouraging him to make even more. And his friend in universe made The Joy of Creation as a riff on his games and his friend's experience. This is all speculation, so more of a hypothesis than a theory, but it's still an interesting concept nonetheless. And at 6, The Next Game. In the Five Nights Fan Games video when I was talking about The Joy of Creation, I mentioned that we need a game where we play as William Afton and play through his story, at least the story that we know know already, the killing of the children, the Revenant, then ultimately escaping in Help Wanted. But I said it should be a fan game, but it could actually be the next game in the series. If you think about it, it is entirely plausible. Scott always plans on clearing things up in his next game, so perhaps the way he clears up all the speculation as to whether Glitch Trap is Afton is by setting the game from his perspective, and only revealing its glitch trap after we close the door on the protagonist from Help Wanted. It would also make more sense to show us where everything is going since we've seen Glitch Trap escape, rather than reuniting souls or getting fired at the end, because this time we actually have a dramatic ending to the story and we will be following Glitch Trap's story in the future. So why not play as him? It would make sense in a canonical way as well as just storytelling. Plus, I really want to kill kids in VR, okay? Not in Skyrim. I want to do it in a bunny suit. Please! He gets out in every ending, so it only makes sense. And at 5, Special Delivery. Last time I talked about Special Delivery, it was about it being an indoctrination into the cult of Afton. Perhaps instead, it's the game with the biggest lore hints to date. I have the game installed but I haven't played it yet, so I'm not entirely sure, but it could be a good theory. The guy who does the commenting in Special Delivery is the same man who is talking during Help Wanted. So this means that it is canon that they send animatronics to your house, and they do so while they know they can attack you. So this could be them trying to repair their reputation, but they never stop sending you animatronics after you getting attacked. So maybe they just don't care. The implications are incredible. So MatPat, get on it because I really don't have the time for this. I need to come up with 10 of these a day. You do like one a week, so passing it off to you. And at 4, building animatronics. I believe that in a future update for Special Delivery, you'll be able to build animatronics. I don't believe that this is a feature as I'm writing this, but if it is, I apologize. In the game, you are able to collect naked endoskeletons. It is my belief that you'll be able to add on to them in the future, allowing you to make robots to help defend yourself or find Remnant. This would also help establish this as being possible in the lore. We will do more of the creating Dreadbear minigame, since that established the principles on how to do it, at least in that scenario, which may not convert well to AR, but still. And at 3, creation. This is a theory I saw posted in the comments of the last part of the series. Coming from Carvey16, they think Glitch Trap is a piece of living code in Help Wanted, which is true, and they also seem to think that he may bring every other animatronic within the game to life. Now, for some reason with this last game, it has opened the door to so many fan game tie-ins, but this sounds like it could be possible. I mean, if he can escape and materialize into the real world, potentially through your mind, what if he can bring the other animatronics with him? Sure, they exist in the world already, but he could bring them out into the real world, where Scott would have to fight off a horde in the style of Joy of Creation. I know it's a stretch, but if you want that as your headcanon, play Help Wanted and then go play Joy of Creation, and then BOOM! You have an ending to the series. And at 2, FNAF World. I know the general consensus on FNAF World is that the game wasn't really all that good, and that's okay. But MatPat in another theory pointed out that the things we see play out in Help Wanted were established in FNAF World. Technology that can interact with the real world, code manipulating the outside. Those things happen if you linger on the first dialogue screen long enough to get the mission to find the clocks. You set up the clues that you find in the FNAF 3 minigames. That's why they're legit minigames, because you've entered the code of another world. Perhaps this world is where Glitch Trap's from. Moving away from the game theory and onto my own personal ideas, since Purple Guy in FNAF World talks to us saying he's not the Purple Guy we know, maybe he's not. But perhaps he's the one we end up seeing being put into Help Wanted after they took code from another computer chip, which could have had the remains of FNAF World on it, because he deleted it off Steam, but he couldn't have deleted the whole game. This is actually quite compelling now that I think about it, because it would be another Afton, but not the same one as before, and as we all know, he always comes back, but maybe not the same way. Finally, in at number 1, Help Wanted's Dream. I talked about Dream Theory last part, and this isn't really what this point is about, but I feel like it's important to address it. This game could be a dream, but instead of Michael's, it could be Afton's. What if this game is actually about William's descent into madness, or somehow showing us that there are 2 Williams at the same time, like I suggested in my last theory. Let's face it, the only person who could have been at all these locations is William, and after all, some code was used from the old chips to supposedly make Glitch Trap. So what if that code also generated the scenes we see in game? One of the only people to go to all locations would have been Afton to kill kids. He would have been repairing animatronics since he needs his killing machines. He would have also had to contend with the plushies like the dark rooms. And at the festival where you see Dreadbear. You can even see Glitchtrap dancing on the hill next to the FNAF 4 house. However, the key to this puzzle, since Dreadbear may not be canon, is the final minigame. The pizza party minigame involves you roaming around the FNAF 1 location trying to find someone. However, if you end up going through the right door, you'll end up in the back room getting pizza and cake. However, when you do, Glitchtrap will appear coercing you into where he will ultimately kill you and stuff you in a suit. But who would have seen this? Nobody but Afton. You clearly play as a child in this game due to the giant scale and the stuffed ending. However, he is the only one who would have known about this event, meaning this game could all be a part of Glitchtrap's mind, or technically William's. Jeez. There we have it, friends, the top 10 Scary FNAF Fan Theories Part 2. Which theories were your favorite, and are you looking at the series any differently? Let me know below, and remember, those are just some theories. Some fan theories! Be sure you hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Showerman Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.